My rare item.
Enchanted armor. Soakproof.
Enchanted armor. I don't think there's a Higgledy spot in here. Always gotta check. I've missed a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get back later.
Ah, look at this.
Oh,
This
wrong
must
way.
have been some ancient merfolk,
Civilization, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there's a locked chest up there.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna walk back and grab the warp point so we never have to boat here again.
Okay.
Shouldn't take too long.
Can I blow my nose?
Yeah, you can blow your nose.
Prepare to be
It's not a big deal. I'm sure people kind of expect us to be kind of sick, considering how much we talk about it. Since I'm in control of the recording button, technically I guess I could have cut, but whatever. You're generally quieter than I am.
Yep.
It's when you're coughing. Now that's a problem. When you cough, it sounds like you're trying to, expel something horrible.
Yeah. It almost reminds me of the end of Stranger Things. Oh,
Watch
sorry,
your backs.
spoilers. Never mind. I won't say it.
Okay, if you haven't seen Stranger Things, close your ears for about the next minute. Give or take. Alright, done.
Make yourselves
Shall go.
useful.
At the end of season 1, when Will's returned from the alternate dimension, the upside down, and he starts coughing up worms. That's all. End of spoilers.
Okay, so now that you're back and you're in a spoiler-free zone, go watch Stranger Things. It's really good. I don't really like horror or suspense anythings, but it stands out as actually pretty good.
An ammonite bow. Yeah. You know, it's one of those shows that you just binge watch, though.
I just wish it. I
And-
wish it wasn't so close
Here
to
goes nothing.
oh shoot, what is it?
I wonder if on top of things like online D&D campaigns like Critical Role and stuff, if Stranger Things has
isn't-
had a hand in helping D&D.
I've heard of a couple of
survivals.
people that specifically got into D&D because of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'd always known about Dungeons and Dragons,
Make yourselves useful.
but it was always one of those things that we just saw in hobby shops, you know, the multitudes of books and minifigures and maps and... I mean, it would have been the logical next step of, like, things for my friends and I to play, but we had so much homework in school. Whenever we got together, it was pretty much just to play video games or watch a movie or something.
Yeah, I got into D&D because one of my friends was playing it. I've told this story before, I'm sure. But my friend and his brother and some other people were playing D&D, sort of.
But didn't your dad have some of the original
Yeah.
editions?
So
why didn't
he didn't have any books. He just had like the rules like printed out. And so he was just doing some combat. It wasn't even like D&D. And so my brother and I took what we remembered of the rule set home and we're trying to I'm getting confused. Trying to go this way. We more or less were like, okay, what do we remember? Let's see if we can recreate it. And then what do you know? And my dad hears what we're doing and he's like, he just got that like, you know, big dadly smile on his face. And he's like,
The
I
dadly
know
smile.
what this is. I know this game. And he comes back with a couple of books that we'd never seen before.
What's your dadly smile?
He looked manic. He looked like he was going to do something.
I think your dad always smiles like that, though.
Yeah, he's got like a kind of weird, it's almost fake smile until you realize, no, that's just his face.
Hey, go pee!
But, so what ended up happening was, he just got this like big smile on his face and comes out with like a Dungeons Master's Guide, a Player's Handbook, and within like hours we were playing our first D&D session.
You ready for this?
My mom was always one of those people that was like, When we were back in college, we were told that was the stuff of the devil. And
Yeah.
getting people to do satanic rituals. But then again, she went to a sort of
Christian
scam
college, yeah.
Christian college.
Take that!
I think the guy that started up that particular school was pretty much outed for embezzling money and a whole bunch of other things.
Great. Yeah, the whole Christianity, or not Christianity, Dungeons and Dragons being like the game of the devil thing. The story behind that is fascinating.
I mean, isn't it the whole, like, they don't even want you imagining fantasy creatures and demons in other worlds?
There was a missing persons case.
Oh.
That, like, effectively somebody disappeared and died, and I think committed suicide or something.
Because of D&D?
But effectively, the investigator thought it was like it was tied to D&D in some way, and...
Were they coming back from a D&D session?
No, like, I think this guy went off the deep end with, like, culty people, but he played, like, D&D. Effectively, the investigator kind of put two and two together and, like, mentioned it to the media, and they ran with it, and so, like, in his later years, the guy that was in charge of investigating this missing persons case is like, I really messed up here, I shouldn't have done this, and he felt bad. Archon Leander, thank goodness you have arrived. Her Majesty has disappeared. We've searched the palace and the town from top to bottom, but to no avail. Impossible. How can this be?
Yes.
And there's been word from the scout ships, my lord. The vortex blocking the entrance to the abyss has dissipated.
But...
The abyss? But...
What is it?
But what? The abyss is where our king's cradle is located, where Brineskimmer, our kingmaker, dwells. The vortex was placed before its entrance by the queen herself. It remains there by a strict command, and only she could have removed it. So she's gone into the abyss for some reason. It would seem so, but for what? What reason could she possibly have for making the perilous journey to the king's cradle?
I don't like the sound of this. Could it be Doloran's doing?
Yeah.
I have the horrible feeling it might be. We'd better go after her.
We'll talk more on our ship, Leander. We should set up for the abyss right away.
You have my thanks.
Thank you, all of you.
Well, the creepy dude with the snake headdress
Was
specifically
targeting
wanted
this area.
the big eye above the city. Ugh. So that's where the vortex was, right?
Yep.
Wait, but you entered the abyss with the cave rather than the center of the vortex?
Yep. Ooh, pretty.
Very.
Oh, I'm hungry.
All the neon colors. Yeah, I'm hungry too.
Want to have the rest of the wings after we're done?
Sure. Chicken wings.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Look! You can see under the sea through these windows.
Say,
Are they using surface tension to keep the water at bay or something? That's a pretty neat trick. The king's cradle is on the seabed. If this Doloran really is involved, as you suspect, we must journey there with all haste.
Blimey.
Walking to the bottom of the sea, eh? Talk about weird. Wait, if this is using surface tension stuff, wouldn't that mean that this has to be airtight? So that a bubble has encapsulated this? It just doesn't seem to make sense.
Nope. Arr, I know they call it the abyss, but by crikey, 'tis deeper than deep.
I don't see any stairs, or a ladder, or anything. How are we supposed to get down there?
We have our ways. The Pufferwelk, you will see us safely down. Pufferwelk? Now we learn another shortcutty spell.
Watch it send you plummeting and you die of the bends.
Blech.
I mean, I can't imagine. Have you ever? I mean, obviously, when there's water around you as opposed to air, swimming to the bottom of a very deep, like 20-some foot pool, like you feel it on your head and your ears and whatnot.
I generally,
Watch
I will not swim to the bottom of pools. I do not like the feeling.
Eat this.
Does not feel good to me. My ears can't stand it. It just itches and stuff.
The place that my family would stay for like little summer vacations around Cuca Lake and the Finger Lakes was owned by a family friend of my grandparents, and he had such nice like lakeside property where you could walk out for like yards and the water would still be up to your waist. It was just so nice. All the fish were so happy and I'd get to swim alongside them. So it's called a Pufferwelk, you say? I can see why. It's puffing out water like nobody's business.
If I may be so bold.
We will need the help of your Higgledies and a certain spell. Evan, if you be so kind as to face me. Just knocks Evan off into the abyss. You
Water
learned the water
slide.
slide spell. It will be easier to demonstrate its effects than to explain it. Could you cast the spell on the shell, please?
Yeah, I was also obsessed with shells when I was little, but that's because, like, the sound shell is part of my name.
Golly!
Golly! The water's flowing so much faster now.
This kills the Pufferwelk.
Yes.
Indeed, 10 times faster, in fact. Fast enough to create a waterway which can be ridden all the way down to the bottom. Shall we? But first, I check for treasure. Is there treasure down there? Is there anything? Oh. Nothing. I don't know what the lore
This
path's
reminds me
for.
of the Karka area in Guild Wars 2.
Kind of, yeah.
Because you know how it's sort of like the pink coral bed?
Yippee!
Wah!
Flip, 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 flip!
Fairground ride.
Yes.
Have that, ye dogs!
Eat this.
Okay. Life is good, everything is dying. I'm a little under-leveled, but that's not a big deal.
I still think that riding on a water stream, that, like, imagine if you lose your footing and you fall off the side. Not
Ow.
safe. Oh.
What the heck is this, like, weird flamboyant monstrosity?
Remember, there's been one of practically every element that we've encountered.
They're so weird.
The incarnate, yeah. Victory.
Yeah, I guess... Do I, can I check the tactic tweaker? Do I have incarnates? I think that'll help. Can I level this up? Yes. Can I level this up some more? Yes. A bunch. Awesome.
Oh yeah, you
Reduces
can get
damage when blocking.
resistances.
I forgot you can block. There we go. Yeah, I've yet to actually need to block too much.
Maybe in some boss encounters or something.
Mainly I've just forgotten how to block. Yeah, I don't actually remember which button it is to block. Ah. Nope, that's shooting. Ow. I don't remember. Pyro, help. I don't remember. I've got a couple of fans that have been playing this too. And I don't remember the dodge and block are the same button. Oh.
Ah. I suppose it decides which one you should
Yeah,
perform.
well, dodge is if I'm holding a direction.
Ooh, victory.
That is weird. Oh, I'm hungry.
Oh, hey, it's another Welk.
Yeah, we've got 2 Welks this time. This one feels a little bit more secrety.
That or that one goes all the way down, and that one goes down there. Oh, that goes up.
Yeah, this one brings us back. So pass.
And that is the one that we must pursue.
Ahoy there!
Anything into the cavern on the right, or is it just a
No,
waterfall?
nothing.
Yeah.
If you look at the mini-map, it'll actually tell you
Oh,
which
yeah.
areas are passable.
Of course.
Woohoo!
I always find that's the easiest rule when exploring. Is it on the map? No, then you can't go there. Sometimes you can, and it throws me up. Oh, we found an uptown egg.
An uptown.
Uptown egg. I don't remember the last of the song. Handful of awe berries. Huh.
Is it that the uptown girl?
Yeah. Heavy attacks really don't seem worth it either.
I don't remember the rest of the song though.
This.
This game has a lot of weird, a lot of conventional features that just don't seem worthwhile. Like heavy attacks. I have no reason to use a heavy attack, like, ever.
You
I
ready
always
for
find that
this?
why
Beat
open
this.
yourself up to counterattacks or
Sometimes heavy
other
attacks can
enemies
be
and-
worthwhile. Like, I use them
I mean,
frequently.
if a heavy attack is super effective, then
I will use them frequently in Dark Souls because it will knock enemies around. It'll one-shot monsters. Sometimes they have extra reach, either lateral or like kind of a sweep. Yeah, I'm super powered for no fight. Ooh.
what's that?
All be gone.
An all be gone.
It's just for getting rid of status effects, I believe. Like, there's so much that I don't think I will ever use or care about. Blocking, heavy attacks, half the consumable items. Munchy nuts. Like, munchy nuts are hilarious, but for the amount we've gotten, I doubt I will ever use, like, half of them.
I feel like I can only half breathe through my nose right now, and
for
it's
this?
weird because it's not
That
stuffy
would
either.
be so nice.
What? Oh, you can't. At
I can't
all?
breathe through my nose in the slightest. Have it for days.
Aw.
And when I can, it burns.
Yeah. That was why that one night I decided to sleep with the comforter over my head was because that was providing enough moisture from, just exhalations, condensation kind of stuff, to provide humidity. But now you have a humidifier, so you might be able to try using that. See if it works and if it's not noisy like most humidifiers are.
Where's this one? Oh, this is
Do
the
you know
one we
what's
want
one
to go
funny thing
to.
I would do with humidifiers? So I would always get colds when I was young. And sort of like what we had this past week, except, I don't know, it's just sort of more bedridden, a lot
Get up
more
there.
sneezing and such. And so I'd have the humidifier
Watch
in the
your
room.
backs.
And what I would do sometimes is I'd get my action figures and I'd have them stand in the fog that was coming out the top, because you could actually like take off the nozzle and it would just be sort of like you know how they have those dry ice machines that just sort of like waft stuff out for like foggy effects in haunted mansions and such? It was sort of like that. So I would just have the characters, coming out of the mist.
Damn it. I hate this thing.
Take that!
I really hate this thing. It drops good loot. This is just a pain in the ass to fight. Okay, is this how I get to... I don't know where half of these lead to.
They just keep leading you down like one terrace and then the next. Or that goes up again.
Okay, I think that's the one I want to go up, actually. Whee! Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, I forgot some loot down there. I'll grab it later.
Where is this supposed to go?
There's a Higgledy stone right there.
Oh.
And there's also a treasure chest right here.
That there is.
We
Do you know
got-
what's interesting?
Yeah?
This is more like a labyrinth than the labyrinth was,
Yeah, the labyrinth was a cave.
with a very linear path. This is most
Okay.
pick up.
Buttons. Chirpy, cheerful little numbers.
chippy chippy.
Probably this one?
Right button?
Maybe?
Maybe you need a bird button or something if it's just chirpy.
I don't know. I'll try this. If it doesn't work, then whatever. Hey, there we
Well
go.
done. And you got a water one. Oh. What was its name?
Oh, I'm sorry. We can check it later.
Because they always have ridiculous names.
I am so sneezy and, like, snotty that I just kind of want to go beat the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And then go rest. Because I'm really looking forward to doing the, like, playtime, the, like, grind time in this. You know, all the bonus objectives, all the stuff that we haven't done. But I just want to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so bad.
Yeah.
I have to drive 10.5 hours plus tomorrow.
Wow.
That's going to be lovely.
Well, at least your aunt will keep you awake.
No, that's true.
That lady will talk
She's a-
your
she's
ear off
a chatterbox.
for as long as you're there. I do enjoy her presence.
Yep. And there's also music and other things. I got a lot of practice driving long hours to visit you when we were long distance.
Okay, where
Oh.
are we? Where is this? Oh, this is just back to where we were. I thought this would lead to, one of the many side spots. Well, I guess I can try this one.
Oh yeah, you've never tried that one.
I think this just leads back to where we've been. Yeah, we've been over there. I think.
1,000 fathoms deep. We need to get even further. Well, that looks.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a labyrinth than the last place.
Okay, so this is better. Have you tried
Yeah.
jumping off to the right than the left? Because you haven't gone right before, I don't believe.
I wanted to go up there. I don't think I can. And I can't jump off. Like, I have no control. Or do you mean, like, going down there?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't tried that yet.
Whoa.
Yeah, we have this.
Okay, let's see if that takes you down. Or if it just takes you across.
I think it'll take us across.
Yep.
Well, I'm just gonna explore what I have immediately available first.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's always more important. Generally.
A jelly.
Watch your back.
Oh, I love the monster design in this.
Star jelly. That's what I'd call it.
I might actually, like, sit down and
No,
play...
it's the stellar jelly.
I might sit down and actually play the previous Ni no Kuni game. Just because, like, the monster design is really, like, adorable.
Yeah, it's cute.
And I'd actually love to have, like, a monster collection system to justify messing around with it.
Well, you already have a gist of the story, considering we had to play through it for the...
I mean, it's not like the
Bigger
story
challenge.
was the story was not exactly what I'd call the most complicated or, even that interesting.
Puddle goo. Is it immune?
Yeah, it, like, armors itself up like that.
Little help here.
No longer. It's vulnerable.
It is very dead. Okay, there is stuff over here.
Ton of stuff.
Save stone even, though I think it's above us. Yeah, I don't see it down here. Ah, treasure chest. I don't think I can climb up. Let me see.
For some reason, I'm reminded of a really old, like, you know how in some 50s films they would have jingles of the theme or like the title of the movie? So I remember there was, come with me, on a voyage to the bottom of the sea. And the funny thing is, I think the voyage to the bottom of the sea was people were in a submarine, and I think they were attacked by maybe a squid-like creature, some kind of monster. But then there was something about like something nuclear going off, and they needed to intercept it, or I don't know. It's been such a long time since I've seen that one.
Turns out I actually have a bunch of really good weapons for Roland that I just haven't been bothering with. Whoops. Boots. Yeah, go figure I'm taking some damage. Let's see. Got the bulwark. I've got to figure out...
I still want to see The Shape of Water.
At some point. Like, I'm not against it.
I think my parents purchased it.
They
might have me see it over at their house.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I'm just busy.
I mean, it's because Guillermo del Toro. I love the Hellboy movies and Pan's Labyrinth. And I also saw The Devil's Backbone. That was a creepy one. But they always have Doug Jones playing characters and under like heavy prosthetics and such. I think it's because he has such a thin frame. They can just build on top of him without having to worry about creating bulky monsters. Because that was always an issue with prosthetics in the past. People always seemed really
you
clunky
can't take
in them.
away. I don't think I ever really got into Guillermo del Toro's work. Like, I liked Hellboy, but I found him too like, whiny.
I really liked Hellboy too. But that was because they were dealing more with, like, the elves and sort of this whole underground society of mythical creatures and such.
True.
Because the first movie was, it's Rasputin and the Nazis.
I guess I just didn't find, I guess I just didn't find, Hellboy himself to be particularly compelling, because he was always so resistant to doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, he's... You know how there's always that sort of slacker character, like, I don't want to be a hero, and then they're sort of forced into the role?
Yeah.
He was kind of like that.
He was like that for the entire first movie, and so by the time the second movie rolled around,
The second movie was
just like,
awesome, though.
Maybe we'll have to rewatch it at some point. I think I was too busy being angry at the Hellboy and his girlfriend's relationship.
Oh, well, they were on the rocks, definitely.
Yeah.
And then she found out she was pregnant.
And I think at that point I was just like, Yeah,
Selma she sort of ceased to be a character in the second movie, which was sad. There was the whole decision of, do you save him or do you save the world? Because the Angel of Death had foreseen that he would lead to destruction. Well, that's because he has the Fist of Doom, right? Or...
I don't... Maybe?
It's supposed to be like the key to the apocalypse or something.
I probably should actually read the comics at some point.